Morning everybody, here we are, Motorcycle Live 2019 in the NEC in Birmingham. We're going to go for a quick wander around, have a look, see what we can see who's here. Probably all the big names are here. Specifically, I want to go and see the Fantic stand because I'm looking at getting the Fantic, not Caballero. I was looking at getting the Caballero 500, but I'm now looking at getting the E-Casa 250. Yeah, so I can actually get off-road properly. Archer here, not seen Arch before. Looks like they're having a Bike Shore. Bike Shore got the Arch bike. I'm going to go wander around. Anything that I see of any interest, I'm going to bring up to you. Like, for example, that Himalayan over there. You see the Himalayan? New colourway, maybe for 2019, 2020. Grey one looks nice. Shame the quality of the bikes, to be honest. I know Royal Enfield, you've done a good job, but you need to charge a little bit more and put a bit more effort in with the bike because it's designed to go off-road, and from what I've seen, most of them break when you get off-road. And they're too bloody heavy as well. That's a consideration you should think about. It does look nice. I mean, check out that colourway. That blue looks pretty sick. Looks good in black. Personally, I like the camo colour one. I've been a big fan of the camo colour one. Wow, they're really pushing it out, pushing the boat out, aren't they? Even the can's looking pretty fancy now as well. Good work, Royal Enfield. I think while we're here today as well, I'm going to see if I can pick up a helmet for cheap as well. Something that they're going to do end of show. Anyway, I'm going to go find something good to look at. That wasn't me. I suppose we should go and check out the orange monster, shouldn't we? The old KTM boys. Look, I know, strictly speaking, I'm going to go more off-road, which is why I'm going to look at the Fantic, but I love the KTM off-road bikes. They are too much money for what they are, and the majority of them aren't road legal. Same as the Huskies. You see the Huskies over here? But the 390 Adventure does look like a smart bike. We've got to go find a little sucker. There's going to be like flies around shit, I'd imagine. But we're going to have a look at it anyway, see what all the hype's about. I have to say, I just sat on the 390 and yeah, it's an admirable road bike, same as the regular Duke is. So having the Adventure just means you've got different tyres, slightly different suspension, but it's the same bike for all intents and purposes. It's the same position. I can stand up on mine, I can stand up on that just the same. Yeah, it's going to be a lot more money for not a great deal more bike. Just chuck some semi-knobblies, 50/50s on your Duke already. That's my humble opinion anyway. Indian are making some nice looking bikes at the minute, aren't they? But then they might make nice looking bikes, they charge you for the privilege of having them as well. You're not going to be getting a deal at Indian, that's for sure. So I just had a rather interesting conversation with a guy from AGV. Well, he works for the importer of AGV in the UK. About helmets. So I tried on a new helmet, I was looking at it, he said, what size are you? I said, oh, I've got the K3 Beliga at the moment, the SV, and it's in a size large, but I had to change it and get the medium cheek pads, as you know from my previous video. What he actually said to me was, I tried on the K3, I tried on the AGV, what's it called? The X9, the Adventure helmet, the dual sport one, and he said to me, give the extra small a try, sorry, give it the medium small a try, which I did. Fuck me, it fits perfectly, like a glove. I was thinking, I'm never going to get my melon in that thing, am I? Boy was I wrong. The medium small fit like a glove. So I've thanked him for his time and I may go back and buy one. I didn't want to buy the 9, to be honest, it's quite expensive. It's 380 odd quid and I don't really want to spend much more than 2. He said he could do it today for 340. So well, I'm going to have to check that out, to be honest. I could probably find it a bit cheaper online, but we'll have a look anyway. But you never know. You've got to pay for advice, in all honesty, and you've got to pay for service. And it's very difficult to find good service these days and good advice from people, so I'm kind of happy about that. Anyway, I'm going to crack on. Let's talk Zero and electric for a minute. So check this out. How smart does that look? That is a stunning bit of kit. I think if there's a grim reality, we've all got a face coming our way, and that is electric. In not too long a time, you won't be able to buy a petrol bike. Nope. If Honda don't perfect, is it Honda? Yeah, if Honda don't perfect hydrogen power, then we are all going to be riding around on electric bikes. This is a fact. So we might as well start embracing it now. Everyone's moaning, well, it doesn't make the right sound. You're right, it doesn't. It doesn't go very far, it doesn't. But we're still early days. I mean, look at that. That is what I would call quite ugly as a bike. I really would. It's got a massive big box for a battery and a motor in it, and it just looks a bit weird at the minute. But that said, we're still early days. These things are they're in production now, and they are everyday road bikes. But the evolution's coming, and these things are going to change, and these things are going to get much, much, much better. I mean, if we could hit 300 miles on a range without having to have a battery truck behind us, or electrified roads so we could charge as we go, we'd be already in that position, and people would be lapping these things up. I mean, you have to say they are a bit expensive, but I mean, look at this. This is an adventure spec one now. Look. It's got panniers top and bottom. It's got, I say, engine crash protectors. It's got battery crash protectors on it. Off-roady tyres. It looks the part. If I had a choice between this and a Himalayan, I mean, it'd be this all day, and this costs 5 times as much, probably 4 times as much. It is a much better option, and like I say, we all have to embrace this because this is the future. Everyone's going to be doing it soon. I mean, Honda, hello darling, Honda is still doing petrol bikes, but in the thousands. There's a new one coming out every 5 minutes. But electric is the way, people. It really is. Right, we've arrived at the Fantic stand, so I'm going to go sit on the Fantic now and see if it fits me or not. Because if it fits me, it's a done deal. I'm going to go buy that bad boy. Let's see which one they got here. I mean, look at that. That is one smart looking bike, isn't it? Like, that is one proper smart looking off-road bike. So here we are, sat on top of her, and I have to say it's pretty comfortable. I'm quite happy with this. Seats like a rock, obviously. Quite limited on the dash space. Nice domino grips on it. Levers feel pretty decent. Oh, that is one. It's Gabby brake lever, that's for sure. It's like an old BMX one, but great for a bit of two-finger action. Throttle feels nice. Yeah, I like this. It's a comfortable little bike. I'm happy with that. I think I'm going to have to get myself one. Give you a quick tour of the bike. Comes with the Arrow as standard now. Little motor tour. You'll notice it's all EFI now, rather than the old carb models. Wavy disc front and back. They're not massive wavy discs in all honesty, but look how smart that. That's good stuff. I like that. Check this out for a colourway on the new Caballero 500 or Cinquecento. Look at that bad boy. That looks amazing. So the reason I came to Fantic original, or looked at Fantic, was for the Caballero 500 or the Caballero Cinquecento. More specifically, that one, this geezer sitting on here, the Green Rally. Because the Green Rally looks the absolute bollocks in my opinion. Like absolute bollocks. But then in my quest looking for one, because around where I live there's not one within about 100 miles, which is a bit too far to just go and sit on a bike. Then I saw the E-Casa come up, the 250, and I was like, well, originally I wanted to go off-road anyway, as you all know probably by now. And then I saw that and I was like, oh, I'm in love. But I still do love, absolutely love, the Green Caballero Cinquecento. The problem for me is, I sit on the saddle, with my feet down there on the foot peg standing up, and this thing smashes into my legs. If I bend my leg to get around that bit, this big fat tank sticks in my knee. I don't know if you can tell from here, but that is one wide bike. Yeah, it's like jumping aboard Big Bertha after a night out. Yeah, but look how smart it looks. It's just a shame because it's pretty good money as well. I mean, these are like 7 grand, I think. There's 7 grand for that bike, 500cc engine. It's a proper dual sport bike essentially, because you can take it off-road, or a proper scrambler at the end of the day. And the build quality feels phenomenal, but it's just too wide. The Fantic Casa E250 is perfect. It's got a narrow seat like a piece of pallet wood. Hurts your ass, but oh, it just feels amazing. Anyway, let's go have a look at other stuff, shall we? Which the most busy stand in the world is. Yeah, that's right, it's the one that's always busy. It's the Ducati. They don't get me wrong, they make some nice bikes, but it is a lot about the badge more than anything else in it with Ducati. As you can imagine, I can't get any decent snaps or footage of these bikes because they're like flies around shit. And here's the original Street Fighter they did. That's right, naked bikes aren't new to Ducati. Look at that little beauty. This is, out of all the Ducati bikes, the only one that actually fits me properly. It's very racy as well. This is one of my ideal bikes, the Hypermotard. I don't really want a Hypermotard or Super Motard with it, I just absolutely love the style and the look of it. I like the old bike as well, the Hyperstrada, rather than the Hypermotard. Trying to find one now is insane. There's just none of the buggers about. Aprilia, not really done anything sort of radical for the last few years, have they? Most of their bikes, especially the Tuono and the whatever it's called, that one, the Tuono V4, have set the world on fire. It always comes top of the super bikes every year, top of the sport bikes. Now they got the new RS660 though, and that RS660 looks the bollocks. I cannot wait to see that bike in the flesh. I'd love to have a go on one. There's not many bikes that sort of appeal to me really, but that bike, oh good lord, what a beauty, what an absolute beauty. The only other Aprilia that really appeals to me is the Dussaduro. But then the Dussaduro is the Hypermotor by Ducati essentially, and it's the same bike really. But often you'll get a better deal because it doesn't say Ducati on it. But it is, I mean it's pretty much the same, exact same shape, exact same seating position, exact same everything really, apart from the colour. Okay, bit of a revelation regards Ducati, because we're on the Ducati stand still, we're on the scramble a bit over here. Look, things like this, right? You pay extra money for a Ducati Scrambler, you do. But you get, look at this fuel cap for a start. Look at that. That is one beautifully machined fuel cap. Look at these mirrors. These beautiful machined mirrors and levers as standard. Yeah, we're talking about levers. You don't then have to go and get aftermarket ones. You're not necessarily going to have to look at aftermarket mirrors. They're ginormous. Not only are they ginormous, but they're well made. They're very well machined. And I know you have to pay extra for the bike originally, it does cost a lot more money, but then a lot of these bikes you're buying things for, you've then got to go and spend money to buy a new mirror, a new set of levers, because the stock levers on most bikes are shit. And we all know this. Everything's well made on this bike. I'm really impressed with that. Even down to these machined foot pegs, look at that. Don't get me wrong, this is an expensive bike, it really is, and you expect these things, but there's a lot of people out there, there's still a lot of manufacturers that are making bikes like this and not putting this stuff on, making it very, very budget, and this isn't budget, not by any means. Even your little reservoir, look, it's black and clear, but it matches the bike, it matches your rear foot pegs, it matches your swing arm. They've done a nice job with that, really, really nice job. So this is the Herald Motor Company's new bike. This is a 450, 500cc thing. You might be thinking Yamaha XSR, let's just have a conversation with them about that. This is the Brute 500, and what a piece of kit that is. Now, this is largely, I say largely, a lot of the components on that bike are British. They are sourced from the UK. They do billet steel, billet aluminium on the bike, which they actually do themselves in-house, which is nice to see. Designed and manufactured in the UK, and I think the factory's over in Cambridge, if I'm not wrong. That bike comes out in March, or we'll be able to get test riding that in March, and I'm actually going to go and have a look at one when it comes out, because I really do like the look of that. I'll show you, I'll do another video in a second, I'll go back. I'm just having a wander around their stand at the minute, looking at all the other stuff they do. But yeah, the rear linkage on that bike is phenomenal. Again, their designer, or their chief designer, has taken the off-road market and brought it in. So we're not doing twin shocks, springers like this. We're not doing your conventional rear shock, like 90% of other road bikes. If you see it's attached to the top of the frame, and then linked to the rear to the swing arm at the back. If you have a look at this one, if you have a look at this rear swing arm here, you will see the pivot point is different for this shock absorber. This shock is designed more from the off-road market rather than the on-road market, and that's nice to see. There's a bit of innovation there. Nice smooth off swing arm. I mean, this is a prototype. Obviously, this is to bring to the show to show everybody, but that's a nice place to be. Nice little cockpit, nice and tidy. Nice levers, domino grips. Mirrors don't look too bad either. Fancy headlight. I mean, check that bad boy out. That's a fancy looking little headlight, that is. They currently have a flat track version as well, which is in development. This should be out in March as well of next year. That looks quite smart. Look at the size of them rims on it. This is the flat track one. Now I did speak to them about, are you doing a scrambler version? The scrambler version would look smart, but the scrambler version is not a stock item. The scrambler version is for bolt-on parts predominantly. But I guess we'll find out in March what they're actually going to do and what they're exactly going to release.